How much of this is based on current events that's happening in Hawaii?
Um, the film takes place on Maui in 1971, but it absolutely explores issues, water rights, land issues, and family issues, which are pretty universal and timeless.
Yes. And also, I'm a big fan of Renegade series in the 90s.
Great.
So when I saw Branscombe Richmond is involved in this, that was awesome. I mean, how did he get involved in the project?
Branscombe is a Maui resident as well.
Okay.
He splits his time between the mainland and Hawaii, where his family lives and his wife lives. So Branscombe's just become a friend and an ally. So it wasn't that difficult. It was something he was interested in doing.
And for the rest of you, feel free to chime in. Also, the story about going up, like David versus Goliath, right? Going up with a real estate developer or something like that. Talk a bit about, because the concept of David and Goliath versus Goliath has been done many times through many formats. What is unique about this storytelling approach of Kuleana?
Good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good one.
Nothing. We just copied.
I think
everything,
truth. I think truth will be the uniqueness of it. That when you look at, when you see the film, you see all these different characters. So we have good Hawaiians, bad Hawaiians, good white people, bad white people. We don't stereotype anybody. There's good and bad in every society, and we try to touch the truth. And I think what you asked earlier about, what's relevant to Hawaii today is like we touch upon everything nobody's talking about. Everything in Hawaiian culture, whether social, family, political, is touched upon. And it's important to bring it up, even though it's not the main storyline. But it's, the story is all fiction, but the backdrop is all truth. And that is important to bring up.
Yeah, I feel like it's basically that kind of story, but with a Hawaiian spin to it. It's just through the eyes of people that have lived in Hawaii with the issues that you face growing up there. And it is kind of universal in a way. You can find these kind of issues all over, but just with a little bit of a Hawaiian spin.
I love Hawaii. I've gone to Maui. I ran the Honolulu Marathon a few years back. I love it. The most scenic 26.2 miles I've ever run. So talk a bit about incorporating, the beauty of Hawaii, the location itself, as a supporting role in this film. What are some of the locations that you?
Yeah, we shot the movie primarily on the island of Maui. And so Maui is a character in the movie, the ocean, as well as another island, the island of Poho'olawe, which is an island that was bombed by the U.S. Navy starting in World War II up until the early 90s. So the movie, the inherent beauty of the movie just springs from the storytelling itself, the locations. There's the family that it centers on. They live in the middle of the mountains in the jungle where there's streams. So we didn't just gratuitously throw in a bunch of sunsets and flowers and other things to make it pretty. The story really dictated where we were going to shoot, and it just happens that Maui is actually kind of
it really is
kind of
Beautiful sunset and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now let's take a bird's eye view here. I want to ask, what's the filmmaking industry like in Hawaii at the moment or currently?
Kuleana.
Yeah. Oh, Kuleana. Okay, Kuleana. Yeah. This is the first Hawaii movie in quite a while, though. Or okay.
In Hawaii, we're slowly, like many other cultures, we're slowly reclaiming our narrative and starting to tell stories from our perspective, with our worldview. And in this particular movie in Kuleana, there's Olela Hawaii, the language of Hawaii, which is very rarely, if ever, been represented in motion pictures and television. So I think Kuleana is really the beginning of it just represents another step forward that ourselves and other filmmakers in the state of Hawaii are making to work together and to tell our stories, so that, quite frankly, Hollywood doesn't have to come over and tell them for us.
And the words of Brian, our director, it's the second movie ever to have a Hawaiian protagonist being played by a Hawaiian actor. Where do you see that? And the first time it happened was Brian's first movie, Get a Job. So nobody does that.
And also, this was I assume it's already screened in Hawaii. How was it well received over there?
Extremely
well. Yeah.
Yeah, right now we're actually, today marks the beginning of our 6th week in theatrical release statewide. No Hawaii movie had made it to the movie screens in almost a decade. So just getting on screen was a challenge and an accomplishment. And Hawaii's been turning out for the movie in 6 weeks and counting.
LA Asian Film Festival, we celebrate diversity. So for as a star of the movie itself, could you talk a bit about what do you hope the audiences will take away from your character and the story itself?
From my character, I just hope they take away a real human being. For me, when in any role, I just want to be as authentic and real as possible, and have a character that people can relate to. As far as a movie, I just want them to take a little bit of Hawaii with them, of the spirit of Hawaii. And I think Brian has done an amazing job of creating an authentic Hawaiian cultural piece that a lot of people can relate to. And so for me, it's just taking away a little bit of the spirit there with them, that hopefully they can actually know a little bit more about and learn more about the Hawaiian culture.
Excellent.
Yeah.
My last fun question is for you. So you operate Hawaii, I read you up cinema, right?
Hawaii Cinemas.
Yep, and also you're an instructor at a college?
Correct.
Yeah.
I teach at the University of Hawaii Maui College. And I teach storytelling and digital media.
And you're a filmmaker, so how do you juggle yourself all these skills of yours?
I don't have a choice. I'm a filmmaker there, so I have to eat, and it's not going to be because of filmmaking. So, it all works together. For me, I've always found as a creator, I've always found a really strong balance between education and production and creation. I think when you're working with students and when you're sharing what it is you end up unlocking all of these things that you didn't know you knew. So I find education as a great centering activity for me in parallel with creation.
Final quick question. What's your advice to aspiring filmmakers out there? You haven't gone through this experience of making this movie.
Go shoot, go edit, make all the mistakes and learn from it. And do more, and do it again, and do it again, and don't stop. If you believe you have something to say, go for it. Don't let anything stop you. Doesn't matter. Just keep on doing.
Like that.
Yeah, and I would say, especially for a film festival such as this, which celebrates diversity, I would say don't compromise your values, your ideas, your culture, and your authenticity. Invest in one another. Invest in your own ideas. It's the only way we're going to get anywhere. The world is not going to change for us. We need to change it, and we do so one film at a time.
Yes, on that note, congratulations, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.